Hello, thank you so much for coming back to watch this week's Tutorial Tuesday. So today I'm going to be showing you how to build the perfect rosy cheek, and it's using all drugstore products. So if you'd like to see how to get a very beautiful, kind of full, flushed, like fat, pudgy cheek, which can make you look more youthful, then please keep on watching. Just so you know, I do upload a daily video here on this channel all about budget beauty. So it can be a tutorial, it can be skincare, makeup, little shopping haul. It really does depend on the day of the week. So make sure you do subscribe, hit that notification bell, turn it on to all. That way you are notified when I upload, which is every single day. I also do a live stream every Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I also have another channel. It's called Gourmet on a Budget. It's all about budget food, like recipes, shopping hauls, and stuff, taste tests, stuff like that. I'll link it down below for you. I upload on that one 7 days a week as well. Okay, so I think blush is definitely coming more into fashion, style, whatever. It used to be like extreme contouring, stuff like that. I feel like now people are kind of swinging back to more of a more natural looking contour, stuff like that. And I feel like blush is a lot more popular. I've always loved blush. It can really just change your face, and it can really add some youthfulness to your skin, your look. As we age, we naturally lose color in our skin. Sometimes you see older people, they look sallow. They just don't look as lively. A little bit of blush can totally change that. So, obviously I have a lot of makeup on. I have foundation, concealer, powder, eye makeup, eyebrows, but I don't have bronzer, nothing else. Okay, so very first thing I'm going to be starting with is a little bit of bronzer. So I'm just going to be using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. There's some great ones out there. Wet n Wild has great ones, stuff like that. So, and I just do a little bit of bronzing, a little bit higher. My cheekbone, okay, so like where I would suck in and contour, it's about right here. That's where I'm putting my bronzer, okay? If you go too low, it can kind of drag down the face, okay? And I want it kind of nice and blended, so I'm going to make sure that I'm not doing like a harsh line. I'm just kind of dipping my brush in, and then I'm patting it along that area. Doesn't have to be perfect, because as long as you're doing a soft blend and doing that patting motion, it will blend itself and it will not look harsh. As you can see, that just already gave me a little bit of definition, a little bit of color. That's really what I want. So, okay, bronzer's done. Doesn't take very long. You don't need a ton. It's okay. So I do have quite a few different things to show you. Okay, so tints. I feel like Maybelline and Physicians Formula, NYX, they've started coming out with tints. Well, does anybody remember the old school tints? So like right here I have, it's like the water tint. So right here I have the Pixie. This is the Pixie tint. And then I also have something by Me. This is the Poppy tint. And these are just liquidy, these are just like liquidy blush tints, okay? They are pigmented, okay? This Pixie one is even more watery. But they do give you a ton of color, okay? So, I do use tints, okay, and I'm actually going to be using a powder on top of this. This will ensure that you have the longest lasting budge-proof blush. You can also get blush sticks. Blush sticks are very popular and they're easy to use. If you have dry skin, you could just totally do a blush stick or a tint and leave it at that. It's going to add a little bit more moisture, okay? But where I have combination skin, I kind of want to layer. I'm going to be layering, but here is the Poppy tint. It's just a really beautiful kind of light pink. And they smell good too. Okay, so I never just go in straight with a tint onto my skin. They can sometimes be hard to get moving again. So what I like to do is I like to use kind of a dense brush. So this is just the Wet n Wild. This is like their contouring brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to get a blob of this on the back of my hand. So right there. And I'm just gonna gently kind of stipple my brush into it. And where did my mirror go? I found it. Don't worry. Okay, and then I'm gonna smile. Once again, as you get older, your face kind of can tend to drop gravity and collagen, lovely things. So if you're older, you don't want to put the blush on the apples, because watch what happens. It drops when you're done smiling. So if you put the blush right here, when you're not smiling, it's going to be lower, which can make your face look more droopy. So I like to do blush a little bit higher. So it's going to be almost on top of that bronzer. So right above that bronzer. See how that's just giving a great little flush? I'm going to do side by side so I can just show you the difference. And come on here, get off of there. There we go. Nice little rosy flush compared to this side. Okay. So I think that looks good. I'm going to go ahead and just grab this Ulta Extreme Wear Cheek Stain. And I'm just going to gently rub my brush across. And I'm just going to do the same thing. See how that's a little bit more pigmented? Look how beautiful that is. So pretty. Okay, so now that we have that on, I'm going to let this dry down a little bit, because you don't want to go directly on top of a wet cheek stain or a wet cheek stick with blush. That's going to make it look patchy, okay? We are going to do a little bit of layering, which is going to ensure the longest lasting blush. I'm just using the Essence Blush Up. It's like a nice little ombre. Once again, whatever you have, you can totally use that. So make sure you tap off the excess. And I'm going to make sure I start my color a little bit further back. Now, if I want a little bit more color towards the center of my face, I'm just gently, without dipping back in, I'm going to kind of feather it back towards. That way it's a little bit on the apple of my cheek. Okay, it's about, starts here, but the majority of the color is going up. That's going to help lift the face. Look how beautiful that is, though. It's rosy, it gives a nice flush. It looks like it just came in from cold outside. Whatever's left on my brush, I'm just gently going to put on my nose as well. Once again, it's going to just make it look a little bit more natural. So now, highlighter. So I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild. This is the Make It Glow highlighting powder in Blossom Glow. Highlighter, I'm just going to be putting right on my cheekbone, okay? Like almost, it's a little bit lower than my eye socket. Okay. I'm going to kind of wrap it around my brow. And I'm gently going to just gently feather it down into that blush. Now what I'm going to do is just put a little bit on my actual apple. Makes it look dewy, plump. But look at that compared to this side. It's pretty. Got a little bit of definition from the bronzer. But this just totally awakens the face. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to grab my blush brush. There's nothing else on it. And I'm just going to gently go over that highlight. It's going to help kind of merge that highlighter and blush. But do you see how it just kind of lifts the face? It's really beautiful. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. I'm not going to speed through it, but I'm just going to show you how quick and easy this actually is when I'm not talking through it. Now finally, now that both sides are done, what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be grabbing my powder brush. There's no excess powder, I'm not redipping, and I'm just going to kind of just gently pat it along that area. This is going to do just one final blend and really kind of just give a seamless kind of effect. Okay, but that is it. Okay, as you can see, most of our color is right here. Okay, if you remember how they kind of did stuff in the 80s, if you were alive back then, they almost seemed to contour with blush. It's a similar effect. We're not doing like a harsh contour, but instead of putting all the color on the apples of the cheeks, you do it a little bit higher. Once again, that's really going to help to lift the face and not drag it down. But as you can see, it does have a nice glow to it. It's rosy. It added color to the face, it added dimension to the face, but it doesn't look harsh. I know for a lot of people out there that don't wear blush, this is probably like, oh my gosh, that's overboard. Start with little steps. If you're not comfortable with blush, I would definitely recommend starting with a powder blush. If you are comfortable with blush, I would try doing the layering technique because this will not budge all day long. It's going to stay vibrant, it's going to stay true, and since we did use that kind of wet base, it gave something for that powder to kind of cling to. If you have dry skin, just try using a stick or a little milky blush stain. Use a fat brush, a dense brush, and just put it on the back of your hand first, and then do it. Don't go straight onto the skin. It can get very patchy, very streaky, and very hard to blend out because a lot of these, they will set very quickly. So having that large brush where it's kind of dispensed all over the brush head is really going to help. But I really do love this blush technique. It's beautiful and it really can make your face look more youthful. But there we go. I will link everything I use down below for you. It'll be an Amazon affiliate link. You're welcome to use it, but you definitely don't have to. But anyway, I hope you did enjoy this week's Tutorial Tuesday. If you did, please go and give the video a thumbs up and share it. Leave a comment down below. Do you love blush? Are you a blush wearer? I would love to know down below in the comments. And don't forget, you're always welcome to follow me on my other social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It's all a bunch of glam, babe. Don't go anywhere quite yet. Another video should start auto-playing here very shortly, or you can always click on one of the ones that'll be popping up around the screen. But yeah, I'll see you here in just a sec.